Mindset Podcast, where business minds meet horsepower. I'm your host, Chris Wheeler, and every week we sit down with a successful entrepreneur to uncover the road to success and the dream car that drives their passion. Today, I have one of my newest friends, Thiago, and I'm very excited to have him on the podcast. Young guy getting it in the car industry and probably other we're going to discover on the podcast. But the first question is, bro, what is your dream car?
Well, probably an Aventador, simple.
Okay.
An Aventador, V12.
A lot of Aventadors today. Which trim?
Honestly, like a 2015, very like early gen, you know, because I was a young guy. I was probably like 15, 16.
Yeah.
So when I saw those cars, I was just amazed. So now, you know, I have fast cars, but I kind of want to just look at a car and be like, oh my God, can't believe I have it. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Getting a fast car nowadays is easy.
What do you drive today?
Well, today I came in the 720.
So it's working again?
It's working
okay,
again
good.
After we pushed it off the freeway. What's crazy is like the BMWs are the reliable cars nowadays. Huh?
I know. I had a BMW in 2015. It was not reliable.
No, the old BMWs are not reliable, but
No.
the new ones, spot on.
When do you get the Aventador?
I don't know. When they go below like 200K, which I don't think will ever happen.
I think they're going up.
Yeah. Even the old ones.
Yeah, they're going up, dude.
And those things are problematic too. Like,
Yeah.
probably don't want to drive.
You probably know
around
more
much.
than I do, but yeah, they blow up.
Yeah.
They do.
Or like the clutch, like you got to replace the clutch, like
Yep.
all this unnecessary stuff.
So what is it you do? I mean, I know, but they don't know.
You know, of course. So I own and manage House of Power. So we work on late model BMWs. We do other vehicles too. I specialize in the software side of stuff. So I'm the one that tuned your M3 CS. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just tune cars. Nowadays, there's a huge market for it, you know, compared to back in the day. So
How far back is back in the day?
Well, when I was starting, like when I was 18 years old, you know, I already had a 335, you know, they had JB4s on them, all this stuff, but there weren't a lot of shops out there like tuning these cars or actively advertising it, you know. Now it's like everybody's going to start a shop, like everybody, and just install stuff, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary.
Why?
Because nobody knows what they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, let's just start it up, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So how old were you when you started your first company?
Well, no, I started House of Power when I was 19 years old. So I was also
You've been
a
doing
child,
it for
you know?
8 years?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. What'd you do before that?
All sorts of stuff, you know, just the basic like delivery driver. You know, I didn't have a hard life growing up, so I was just blessed to kind of kick it with my parents. And then my dad got me into cars because we lived in Germany. So, you know,
Where in Germany?
Munich. So.
Okay, I'm going there in a couple weeks.
Oh, really?
I'm excited, yeah.
Oh, have you ever been?
No.
No, dude, you got to rent a car and go in there.
I'm gonna rent a car, and yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Like
100%.
insane.
I'm gonna visit Porsche. I'm gonna visit BMW. I'm gonna go on the Autobahn.
Yeah, I want to go to the Nürburgring. I mean, you got to go to the Nürburgring.
What's that?
That's the crazy track, like the BMW track, where everybody
okay.
tests their, you know, the manufacturers
Gotcha.
test their cars and all that stuff. But yeah, so he got me in the cars, and you know, I went to art school. I did all this stuff, but cars is really where I belong. So
Okay.
I just chased that.
Art school, huh? You want to be an artist?
Yeah, I want to be an architect. I wanted to be an architect.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like designing stuff for sure.
Gotcha. Kind of like coming into the cars, and when I walked up, when I met you a few weeks ago, you were literally on the dyno looking at like, I don't even know how I would call it like an architect, but you were looking at like what it was spitting out. It was crazy, like on a computer, making sure like the readings were correct or some shit.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're 19. There had to be something that led you to want to tune cars before that. Like what made you to wake up one day and be like, I want to tune cars?
Well, okay, so the reason why I got into it was because I did it for myself. I love going fast, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, I was being a dumb and going on street racing, and, you know, that's where a lot of people started to get to know me. They're like, oh, this young guy, he has a BMW, because I had a 335 with JB4, all that stuff.
What's a JB4, by the way?
A JB4 is like a fake tune.
Okay.
Damn, I'm not probably get grilled for this, but it's just like plugs into like 3 sensors on your car, and
Do you just like plug it and you go?
yeah, and then it turns up the boost. Like,
Gotcha.
You don't need to like flash the car or nothing like that.
You can buy a lot of those days on like
Oh, yeah.
Amazon. You can get like a little thing you can plug into.
It's like a chip tune, right? What they used to call
chip
back in the
tune,
day, chip tune, right?
So those are not popular anymore.
Well, surprisingly they are, because
Okay.
like in your car, for example, like not a lot of people want to unlock them, and then they throw the chip on
it
them.
was a to unlock. So do
Yeah.
you want to talk about that? I mean, you do it all the time. What do you have to do to unlock your BMW nowadays?
You got to pull the ECU, and then you got to ship it out, and your car is literally...
Where do you ship it to?
Finland.
Yeah,
very,
you ship
very
it. You
close.
ship
Very
your
close.
computer. The thing that tells your car to even start.
Yeah.
Everything. You ship it out of the country.
Yep. So your car's a
Do you
vegetable.
know why they do that? Why do we do that? Why does it go? Is it like illegal in America or something?
No. Well, I mean, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because BMW, after 2021, they put a lock on the OBD port.
Yeah.
So you just can't flash it, right? And the only way for you to do it is to send it out to these guys. These guys called Femto. They're the
So
ones.
did they like figure it out and they have the IP? That's why?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Nobody can figure it out besides
Gotcha.
them. And
That's
own the right to
that's-
technology,
yeah.
bro. So
Okay, so we ship it out and then you get it. And then you can do your work. Once
then
it's
all I
flashed.
gotta do is just flash it. You know, I have the maps, ready to go. It's really not that hard. The hard part is sending the DME out and waiting 7 days. Sometimes it gets stuck at customs, so sometimes it's not 7 days. Sometimes like 10, 11 days. It's not good.
So did you start with any money when you were 19? Did you start doing it like in your garage? Like talking
Exactly.
about that.
Yeah, so started out in my garage, just doing it kind of for friends, my own cars. I had a lift inside of my garage. Like the garage was probably like this tall.
Yeah.
So the lift wouldn't go up all the way. It would just like halfway. So we'd be like crouched down under the cars. But we got it done, kind of got our word out. And, when you don't have no overhead, you're so eager to like make money. So we did pretty well when we were out of the garage, not going to lie. And that's how I was able to obtain the shop, right? So we
Have you been in the same shop this whole time?
Yeah,
Okay.
since 19. So that's when I moved in there. So it's 6 years now that I've been at that facility. It's been a while.
Okay. So what, you get started, how do you advertise? Word of mouth? Like you're going to car meets? Like,
Yeah, so luckily a lot of people already knew me, right, from the racing stuff. So my Instagram, I have a personal Instagram that, was all about my cars. Really social media. I got to thank social media.
okay.
Huge shout out to Instagram.
Okay. So Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure you know too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I
Instagram's-
sell a bunch on Instagram.
Right.
It's all a marketing thing. So when I think about social media, like people think I'm flaunting or flossing, and it's like, no, what I'm actually doing is I sell a coaching course. I have a wrap shop. I sell products. I'm in healthcare. Like I'm driving people into my DMs, probably like yourself for tunes, and then I can have a conversation with them. Right?
Right. Well, and it also, like, as a business, I feel like depending on what kind of customers you're dealing with, you can also kind of feel out what kind of customers you're going to handle, because sometimes you get, customer you don't want to help.
Yeah.
And you might be able to avoid that.
Do you turn them down ever?
All the time I
Yeah.
turn customers down.
Good.
All the time.
I think that's important. A lot of people, when you're getting started, it's hard to turn down money. But over
Right.
time, as you get busier and busier and busier, because I saw you in my car doing the work, and I saw some staff that are helping you. But at a certain point, it takes more time and costs more money that you can't just see because you're dealing with somebody that's just not someone you want to deal with when you could deal with 3 people in that time. And you just gotta learn to say no. You have to say no. Like you gotta fire your customers. And I fired a customer this week. I fired him this week. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. I called him an idiot. I'm like, I'm not gonna work with you. Like, I'm sorry, but you have no business sense. You're wasting my time. Like, I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Right, and the problem is usually when you're a good business owner, you will try to help, right? And
Of
then
course.
people take advantage of your help, and then you kind of have to draw that line and be kind. You can't call them, whatever. I support you, but you can't do that.
I do that. I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I straight up don't care.
I do too. I do too. That's a
I
problem.
don't care. Like the thing is I didn't talk about what you just talked about the 2 days before that, where you go out on a limb as a business owner to try to make it right or try to find a solution, and you're really kind. Because I'm actually a really nice guy, and like I was really kind, and he just wanted to belittle my staff, which, like, that's strike number one. Like
Right.
if, like I tell my
Disrespect.
staff, if someone's mean to you, I don't pay people to be mean to you. You hang up on them. You hang up on them. You walk away from them. You are not to be disrespected.
Right.
That is not okay. Belittled my company. I just kept going, and like, once someone does that, like, I'm sorry, but like the dad in me turns on, and I'm like, you're not going to talk to my people like that. Like, we've been respectful to you. We've been kind. Like, we've gone out on a limb to help you, and you continue to belittle somebody that doesn't deserve it when we haven't done that to you. And like, that just, it gets me. So, okay, you start your shop. Like, what did that feel like? So you go in, you get this overhead now, you have a pretty bad shop out. It's in Fullerton, right?
Fullerton, yeah.
Fullerton, right? Like, you're paying rent now, you're getting, like, what did that feel like for you?
In the beginning, it was literally everything we got went straight back to paying it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like that for a while. And now that I look at it, it's like, it's awesome, but, mathematically speaking, if you're an aftermarket performance shop, I mean, you need to be working on like these sorts of cars and doing well for you to be generating, I don't know what kind of figures you're trying to make, right? But me being an adult now, I'm like, I don't think it's enough, right?
Of course, you're an entrepreneur.
Right. So then,
it's never enough.
Right. So
So what's the plan to expand?
I don't know. I don't know if I should say it on the podcast.
You don't have to. You don't have to. But
it's like you. Sometimes like the really good ideas, I do not want to share until
in a general sense. Then, like in a general sense,
Right.
someone that is in an industry or auto industry, whatever, they have a retail location they want to expand. What advice would you give them?
So like
Like they hit their ceiling, right? They hit their
Right.
ceiling. Like what's the next step they should take?
So I'm in the aftermarket performance, so probably try a different side of cars.
Gotcha.
Like parts or something of that nature. Again, I'm not going to say
So
exactly
like
what
wholesale. So I can say it because I don't know your idea, but
Right.
Like with let's just take premium. It's in the car industry like yourself. We do everything but take the engine out or tune, right? Like
Right.
we'll outsource that. But the thing for us is like we hit a really big number last month. It was crazy, and so like the next 2 indicated steps is we're retail facing, meaning people bring their cars to us. We'll source parts, we'll wrap it, we'll lower it, we'll bring it to you to get it tuned, we'll tint it, whatever, and you start reaching a ceiling of how many cars you can get in. So the next indicated step is, okay, let's turn on e-commerce where we can sell all over the world parts or stickers or, fog out your taillights, whatever. And then the other side of it is, like you just said, is we start white labeling or wholesaling parts to other shops.
Right.
And now you have two more ways to increase your revenue. And I think a lot of people get so stuck looking at the tree, they can't look at the forest, where it's like, okay, like I've maxed out my retail business. What's the next step? And that's
Right.
like two easy ones. Like you could license your brand. You could open more stores across America. I mean, dude, you're from Brazil.
Brazil.
Why not open a store in Miami?
Right.
Right?
And I actually have a lot of customers on the East Coast, so definitely an option.
Oh no, did I say it? No, I didn't say it.
No.
Okay, good.
It's completely different. It's within cars, but it's something that it's within like art or something like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
for sure. That's another thing I did the last 2 years is, something I say is like, and every one of my podcasts so far, I believe it, but I try to align myself people that will do whatever the it takes. And so, I've jumped into other industries, and it's dope because now we have a couple of bucks in our pocket. You're able to do that, right? And so I've done that, and like I just go as a sponge, and I'm really teachable. I try to put my ego aside, and like I just try to learn cars. But I don't know anything about cars a year ago, and I invested with Daniel, and like, bro, like I've learned so much just because I was willing to go in and like take a risk and like add, and then it adds value and adds. But it's the same thing like starting a business. Like you've done it before. You've already started in a garage, have a shop. So it's like, okay, the next thing is what you're in store for.
Well, the one thing that I feel like is really important that we got to say is,
Yeah.
so, and it might be biased,
Sure.
but when you come from I guess you can say you already were around high-end shops. You're not going to like little mom and pop shops. You're not going to little garage dirty shops, right? You're going to high-end shops, right? Then you start a business, you kind of know what to put out, because if you're used to that like ghetto backyard work, right? And you try to start a shop, more than likely the time that you do get that high-end customer, you guys are not going to align
Correct.
with each other because you don't know how to even
White glove. There's no white glove service. And so
Right.
that's actually how I met Daniel. Was I had a friend convince me to wrap my car, and I didn't know anything about car wraps, but I knew this was bad. Mm-hmm. So I hit up another friend and I was like, hey, I have this up M5. Like, what do I do? And he's like, hey, I actually watched this channel called Premium Auto Styling. You should give them a call. I think they do good work. And that's how I met him. Because I just 10 years ago walked in. I was like, hey, can you fix my car? My buddy did it, and I don't think this is right. And he's like, no, this is not right at all. You're 19. You start your first business. You get a spot. How many employees do you have?
I mean, right now it's just me and Benny pretty much.
Okay.
Which is he's like my brother pretty much, and he actually started with in the garage with me.
Dope.
Oh yeah, he's my other half pretty much.
Is there a path where you can teach someone to do what you do to alleviate yourself from being there?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely like they say, if you could find somebody that can do the work half as good as you, right? You should hire them, but like to an extent. And I feel like you could try to teach somebody whatever you want, but if they don't have the skill for it, they're not going to be good at it, right? It's like, I want to play soccer, but you just suck at soccer. So how are you going to play soccer, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
some people start playing soccer, they're good at soccer. Like, what can I say?
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel like it's the same thing with business, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody can be good at business.
No.
It's a skill.
You can eventually, but you have to go through a lot of and
For
be
sure.
willing to go through a lot of to be good at it. What was the most stressful part of your entrepreneur journey? Was it a year? Was it a specific event?
I hope to God that I've already hit it, but every day there's some sort of struggle, and I feel like the main struggle in business is just employees,
Okay.
finding trustworthy people, and you as well being perfect, right? Because I know how it is on an employee end. Like, you could easily get taken advantage of as an employee, right? But it's just that really hard balance of finding somebody that really wants to be there, wants to get paid and not take advantage of you, and vice versa. Right?
Yeah. So people are important.
Oh yeah, for sure. You imagine if you were alone, right?
Dude, no.
You wouldn't be able to.
You're not running a business.
No, you can't. You have probably
job.
really good employees, right?
Yeah.
That's why I see premium and I see all this stuff. You guys just recently started, but you're blowing up. Because why? Because you got that white glove service and you've been around these sorts of things. So it's going to work out.
Yeah,
right?
100%. If you could go back in time and talk to like the 17-year-old self, right? Because a lot of people watching this podcast, they can be any age. But I bring this question up because a lot of people just don't know how to get started. And it's also kind of scary. Like, think about it. You have this job that you're working, and then all of a sudden, I remember when I started my first business, all of a sudden, like, I didn't have a boss. Like, I was the boss. So, like, if I it up, no one is but me, right? So it's kind of scary to, like, take that leap of faith. But to my point, if you can go back and talk to yourself 10 years ago, what would you tell yourself to do differently? Or would you stay the same?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even say anything. Because,
really?
Oh, yeah, because all the bad things were for good reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's even the bad stuff, like when I was stressing this 2024 was a hard year for me.
Why?
Because employees and other issues, going to Brazil a lot, but really it made me better for sure, so as corny as that sounds, like I don't want to make my life easier.
Yeah.
And the hard stuff is what made me, strong.
100%. What about someone that's thinking about getting into any business? What would you tell them?
Be good at math. I swear, bro. This one is a tough one that people don't understand. Is like, I'm not even that amazing at math. But
I suck at it.
I'm pretty good. But
you have to understand margin.
Right. You have to understand basic math, bro. Because if not, then what are you going to do? Hire an accountant? So then that dude's the one that runs your whole business?
Yeah.
You got to be good at it.
It's important to have accountants, but day to day, like you have to be able to understand like where your money's going, how to disperse your money, how to spend it wisely, like how to pay your bills, like are you actually making a profit? Like
right.
It's stuff that I have to deal with all the time.
Because there's people that probably make a lot of money, but they end up spending it, or they have debt or something, and they end up
just
not
there
making,
running payroll.
Right.
They're not making any money themselves, which is the whole reason we got into business in the first place. The whole reason.
Right. So
cool.
that's like the main thing, dude. Like just be good at math. Like, literally.
Cool. I like that one.
It's just straightforward.
Dude, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely.
House of Power.
House of Power.
Fullerton. Thanks, Thiago.
Thank you, sir.